The member for Grande Prairie-Wapiti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Growing pulse crops are good for soil health. Peas, lentils, beans, and chickpeas are not only highly nutritious, but are also a profitable crop for farmers who grow them. Many consumers in the U.S. and Canada are unfamiliar with the great taste, nutrition, and versatility of pulses. Pulse Canada has been working with the media to generate attention for pulses and increase demand. To the Minister of Agriculture, what are you doing to support Alberta pulse crops market development?
What are you doing?
The Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Forestry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the member for the question. Just to update him and the House, I was very recently in a trade mission to India where we're able to promote the good crops that pulses are. At the same time, we're able to advocate for an issue they had around fumigation. I'd like the member to know and the House to know that the federal government has now negotiated a 3-month deal on that operation, so we don't have to worry about that fumigation issue going forward. But I continue promoting pulses, the good crop that they are for all Albertans and for the world, Mr. Speaker.
For supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that farmers can benefit agronomically as well as economically from bringing lentils into their crop rotation, and given that the biggest winner in the practice is the environment, because legume crops like lentils can fix nitrogen, and given that this can reduce nitrogen fertilizer application and further reduce farmers' carbon footprint, to the Minister, how are you encouraging farmers to rotate lentils into their crops?
How?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and member for the question. He's absolutely right. The more pulses can grow, the more we can get nitrogen into the soils. Happy to work with Alberta canola with their plan on growing and continuing growing that crop. It's a fact, Mr. Speaker, that Canada is the second largest producer of pulses in the world. Alberta is one of the world's largest producers on yellow and green peas. That market can continue to grow. As that market continues to grow, we're very happy to promote that for our producers and for the health of all Albertans. Mr. Speaker.
Second supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that farmers want to grow healthy and high-yielding crops, and given that it is increasingly important for farmers to know more and more about their soils so that they continue to grow them, and given that what's grown in the soil has received decades of research, but what's actually in the soil and how to improve soil health is much yet to be discovered. To the Minister, how are you working to help farmers better understand soil biological function so they can have the knowledge and information to improve it?
What are you doing?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the member for the question. I've had the opportunity to talk to many farmers across the province. One young man, one farmer in particular, really struck out on a Hutterite colony. His interest and knowledge of soil science was magnificent. So I think there, as the farmer level, are very interested in the health of their soils, as it would contribute to the health of their crops, and continue to work with the department people and producers across the province on continuing that healthy soil so they continue those healthy crops. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.